Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am sorry, but this car is entertaining. But let's stop that now. Let's get to the real thing here. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a 2018 Tesla Model 3 Performance. All right guys, if you follow my channel, I do car reviews, I do product reviews. Don't get me wrong, I am a car guy. I'm a car guy at heart. And I don't know if you watched or heard or followed me on Instagram, I talked about me trying to get a new commuter car, the 2018 BMW i3S, and it just didn't work out for me because it felt like I really had to adjust my driving style more for EVs, and I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't ready to have to drive the speed limit, and have to not be comfortable, because with those smaller EVs, you can't run the climate control like you can't run air conditioning. But I would tell you, having this car here is neat. All right, and it could be the nerd of me coming out, but this car is basically a computer on wheels. It has a big learning curve. When you get inside, it's a very minimalistic setting. You just have one tablet in a screen. And the first thing I was trying to do is just like, well, okay, how do I open the glove box? Where's the 12-volt outlet? Where's the normal stuff that you know for car? How do I even start this car? Since this was a Turo rental, I had a card. It was a key card, and that was how I started the car. Just give me a PIN number. The card was how I got into it. Now you can tell this is performance. It has the red brake calipers. It has the bigger wheels, the 20-inch wheels. These are 235/35/20 set up, and they're on Michelin Pilot Sport 4S. Now the front is very simple. I wish that for performance they did a little bit something different. Maybe it did a front lip or some side skirts, just something a little bit more aggressive, more sporty. Driving it, the sound is like a golf cart, but it's a cool sound. It's a sound that makes me feel like I'm driving something futuristic. And if you haven't seen my i3 review, I talked about that a little bit, as far as just the sounds of it. It gives it a really good futuristic sound. Obviously when you start it, it's just nothing happens, but when you go and you drive, just the hearing the whirring of electric motors. But one thing I did say for you guys, I did not do an acceleration test. I want you guys to see my reaction. So they're saying, it's windy now all of a sudden. Let me pause this, let me get a different mic. All right, so they're saying in this car is 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds for the performance. All right, now this is all-wheel drive. This is 480 horsepower. I'm not sure the torque, but the torque is instant. I mean, as your foot goes down, that's where the acceleration is. It's just immediate, instant, no delay. If you go for a non-performance, you're going to see 0 to 60 in like 4.1, 4.2, 1 second slower. But that 4.0, 4.1, that is equivalent to what I'm running with the M3. Can't wait to see what it's like, because my M3 is fast. My M3 gives me a smile on my face every time. And I want to see, can this car give me that smile on the face? Now I know handling isn't going to be there. I know that. And since it's a rental car and I'm on public roads, I'm not going to be able to push the handling to see what it's like. But as a commuter car, something I've been considering getting rid of my Civic Si, can this car be a good contender? And I'm sure people a lot have watched this. You watch reviews, you've seen the test reviews, you know a little bit about them. So I'm not going to cover everything about it, but I'm going to cover things that make me smile, means that got my attention, because that's what I'm looking for. I'm a car guy, and that's what I love. I love hearing the sounds and stuff, but also I'm not biased on certain cars. I love all cars. I love trucks. I love anything pretty much with wheel. So let's walk around the car. Let's go over some of the features, and then we'll drive, and then you guys will see my reaction of how I'm gonna go over to Autopilot, see if that has that feature. I think it does, and we're gonna figure this car out together because I still don't know a lot about it. My fiance was with me at the airport, and it was embarrassing because she knows me as a car guy. She knows me as like I'm like the guy, the go-to know-it-all person, and I'm sure everybody has that person they know, everybody in that family, or at least they made that person themselves. But I was confused. I was just overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that had to go in here, and it was and when you find out about the things, you're like, oh, it's that simple. There's no diving in deep into different stuff being used. It's very just in your face. So let's go walk around the outside. We'll cover the interior, and then we'll get started with the fun stuff. So this is what I'm talking about. Very simple. The only clue that I have that this is a performance from the back is maybe the carbon fiber spoiler, but the main one is that right there. See if it has dual motor. For one, that tells me it's the long range, but the dual motor, the red line underneath it, that right there tells me it has more performance. The red brakes is another giveaway. But other than that, you cannot tell that this is a performance vehicle. And the fact that people who buy these, most people, the majority of people aren't car people. They're just someone who wants that extra, maybe a little bit of juice, but most people who just get them are get the normal dual motor, and they go from there. Now this thing looks good. I like the sleekness of it. I love the aerodynamic shape. So the way you get in this car, there's two ways. Usually you have a key of some type, and there's a smart key, so when you walk up to the car, it should automatically get ready for you, and it should lock automatically. However, since this is a rental, I do have the Tesla card, and this key card allows me to, by tapping it here, I can lock the vehicle, and then when I approach it, I just tap it back again, and you hear two soft beeps from the horn. But also too is these door handles, they don't pop out. I think the Model S does that, but you're ready to do it. You just press on here, and then you can kind of grab it that way and get into it. And you can see it's got the vegan leather. I don't know if it's real leather, but it's vegan seats. Tesla says these seats should not get any stains on them. So people who are looking and they're saying, you know, I don't want the white interior, the ivory interior, they should not get any stains. Anything that gets spilled should be able to wipe up cleanly. And this is what I'm talking about. Just a little bit of leather or just whatever material is used here on the doors. And going in here, again, very simple. And you can choose between wood. The vents are integrated in this top layer. And other than that, there's nothing else in here. Going across the dashboard. So sitting in here, very simple. It's just, you got a steering wheel, you got a gas pedal, and that's it. That's all you need to drive, is you go in here and drive it, and that's it. A lot of headroom, especially with the glass. I feel like by not doing any material or having a sunroof, I think they save a lot of room with that. The view on the road. Now this is something that's different because you don't have a center console. You don't have all the other things in a way. It is a superior view of the road, what's directly in front of you. I mean, I can almost see over the top of the whole entire hood because there's nothing here. It's just blank. It makes it an easy car to drive, easy car to navigate around parking spots, any tight areas you can go into. I said I could probably have my kids drive this car, and my oldest is 13 years old, and I'm confident that he could probably maneuver this car no problem because it's so easy. The one pedal driving makes it that much more, makes the experience more easier to drive, and I'm gonna cover that when we get to the driving section. Back seat's even better. I could sit back here for a decent road trip and not feel, like uncomfortable. The glass is close to your head back here because of the shape of the car. I think if I'm 5'8". If I was closer to the 6 foot range, I think that would be bothersome just because of right now it is 66 degrees. It's not terribly hot, but I imagine in a hot summer day, this glass has to radiate some heat. You know, it has to. I mean, there's gonna be no way around it. And I think that'll be somewhat just annoying on a trip if you had to sit back here and just have to feel that constant heat because there's no vents back here. There's nothing really to keep the airflow other than you got 2 vents back here and a couple of USB ports. And is there a cup holder? There are 2 cup holders back here. And that's pretty much what you have. I think cup holder slash armrest. I can look at the infotainment screen. I can see exactly what the driver's seeing. I think that keeps you a little bit, occupied. I'm sure that there's other things you could do in here. Like I said, if you have a tablet or something, if you have kids or something like that, I think that's perfect. The trunk. Let's open it. And before we open it, I'm gonna show you this, guys, this carbon fiber spoiler. Very nice. I think on a white car, this would be perfect. So open it here. I was able to fit 2 large suitcases, plus the little dog carrier back here, and it was perfectly fine. I'm gonna do a luggage thing here shortly, and I'll cover the space. But you notice by having it with the hinges here, by having it open it almost like a hatchback, instead of having the arm swing in or having space, you actually gain some space. So this was a smart thing by Tesla by having it done this way, as opposed to, with the arms coming in. The frunk. I could probably put my backpack in here and maybe some other camera gear. I think that'd be perfect. I'm gonna do that now. All right, so the front, you could put some different room. You had like an extra, like a little bit more space, or that gives you another option for that as well. All right, so we're inside the Tesla. So you have your automatic windows, automatic up and down. This is how you get out the car. You press this button, opens, release the door handle. You have a cup holder here, and it says Model 3 on this section. You can store some things. Down here, there's just nothing. There's nothing else in here to really show you. So shut the door, just pull it in. Window rises up to seal the window, kind of like a coupe. And it's telling me right now to tap the key card. So I'm gonna do that now. I'm gonna tap it right there. Go on the brake, put my PIN number in. Okay, the car's on. That's all you get. So from here, I can turn my climate control on because it's getting warm. I touch the fan. And with this right now, I can move the airflow by taking my finger and adjusting it where I want to direct the airflow. I can slide it around, spread it if I need to. I'm actually going to turn this down to 1. But the fan, you have different options. You can do, obviously, run an auto. You can do this, you can do that. You can do all sorts of different things here. You can schedule it to where you want the car to precondition itself at a certain time. I can have it so if I'm, for example, if I'm going to the store, I want to leave the car running, and I say quote unquote running, I can just put this on, run into the store, the car will be locked, but this guard will keep it cold or at least warm or cold at a certain temperature. Going to dog mode will then will allow the car to maintain the temperature for pets. So if I were to exit the vehicle, it will be on for dog mode. So people would know right away, hey, you have an animal in the car, but we're not gonna break your glass because we can see on the screen that the animal is comfortable. You have camp. I guess the car will stay on until it reaches 20%. So different modes there. So that's enough for the AC stuff. Let's cover the lights. We covered the lights, so I showed you how I was doing those from the outside. So you can press parking, you can turn them on, you can press auto, dome lights, you can turn those on, ambient lights, you can have those. You can have the headlight delay after exit, steering wheel lights if you want the lights to illuminate on the wheel for for your controls. Open the glove box was one I had trouble with. Press this button here, glove box opens up. Got your owner's manual, stuff in there, soft opening. Coming up top, you have dual vanities with light. It's magnetic. It's here for reading light. Or you can turn on, there's obviously some back on the top. And so if you look around, you can see that everything's just a glass. So driving the car, you're going to have everything's going to be displayed on this. You're going to see the mode you're in. If I go to drive, see here, so I'll show you that too. Sort of like a Mercedes, you press in for park, to go down to drive, press down to drive, all the way down, up for reverse. And then we go to reverse, you have your rear camera and also the side cameras show you on the sides to what you're parking against. So if you're parking against a curb, you'll be able to see that too. You have your signal strength, Bluetooth, airbag status, obviously driver profile. You have a garage opener because there's no home link buttons up here at all. So the only way I can open the garage door is programming it here, hitting this, and then you can set your door, your home link settings are all through the screen. This is the car's signal, I'm assuming. And then this is the phone that I have paired. So navigating the car, you just type in what you want to do. You go in here. And this is where I made a mistake when I was working I did my last review on the last Tesla. Let's say I want to go to, let's say Sunglass Hut. It tells me directions. It says if I do where I will be at once I arrive for battery status, 54%. And it estimates if I do a round trip, I will be at 52%. So for those with range anxiety like I had with the i3, I have confidence knowing where I'm going to be at for battery at all times. I know where it's going to put me into. And then you can zoom the map in. You have all these options. You can pan it. Gives you really tablet-like manipulation, and is easier than, I try to dumb it down, but it's easier than what it appears to be. It's just like, it's straightforward. The seat heating, you just touch the seat you want, boom. So 3 levels, 3 bacons. Gotta touch all 3. Defroster, rear defroster, music, wipers. You have it automatic. You have your high, low, medium settings. Sentry mode, or just activate the cameras, I believe. So this shows you the cameras live. You can turn these on real time when you drive if you want it to. Music, this is my favorite part too. Built in, you can type in any artist you want. Listen to it. I put in ZHU Radio. I love that channel from Spotify. And I realized what with Spotify, this is just a built-in Tesla streaming app. You do have Spotify if you want to log in there. You got karaoke. It's a lot of neat features in here. And I think because I like computers and things like that, that attracts me to the Tesla. Because it is a car, but it is also a computer too. I could do a lot of things. You can surf the internet. So let's go over to, so we did lights. I'm going to show you locks. I can do the window lock. Everything's done through the screen. Walk away lock. So if I walk away, it locks the car. If I put it in park, these are the different settings you can use in here. Energy or distance. So if I instead of saying miles I have left over, I can just put in percentage. But percentage is hard to read because it's like 55% to me scares me. That looks like I'm not gonna have much left. So that miles, knowing like on fuel mileage on the car, you know how many miles you have to travel. You can choose your units if you want Celsius or kilometers. The mode. I start off with sport, but it was on sport by default. I felt it was a little bit too much for me initially just to get used to it because I was pressing the gas, letting off. That one pedal driving literally took a lot to get used to. The chill was perfect because the car has enough acceleration to where you wouldn't really need to stomp it down unless you really, had to. Steering mode, standard comfort, sport, regenerative braking, lower standard. So if you want that low pedal, that one pedal driving, go over to standard. And when you let off the gas, the car will slow down to a stop. And my experience with that, which I probably would have taught that more in the driving mode, is just it feels more natural to let the auto hold work better in those situations. When you're stopped, you can have it hold. You can have it just be in neutral where it rolls, or you can have it creep forward like a regular automatic car. So if you don't want that automatic hold there, you can just have the car creep when you let off the brake, and it'll start to creep like a normal car, like an automatic transmission that might be used to. There's track mode. There's slip start. Slip start is used if you're stuck. You need some actually wheel spin to help free the car. Sort of like on some cars where they allow you to disable traction control temporarily to get you going. This car does have the full self-driving. And I was watching the screen because the cameras monitor everything. They show you the cones. They show you, it can detect cones. It shows traffic lights. And I was amazed the fact that it knows if the traffic lights are green or red. I was surprised about that. We'll cover that more in the driving section. Has auto steer, navigate. You can turn all these things off. Then of course navigation. You can just have it automatically navigate. So if I'm going home or work, like a lot of times if Apple phones, they recognize that your routine. I'm sure the car does the same thing. It'll automatically navigate, and it's not really so you know where you're going, but it helps you knowing where you are for charge wise. Safety, security. You can set your speed limit. 90 miles an hour is the speed limit. You can adjust headlights. Some of these things I'm not going to even go into because this is not my car. So some things I was playing around with. You come over here to entertainment, and you have games. You have things. When I first started this game, I was playing off Beach Buggy Racing. That is like a Mario Kart, but with Teslas, it's pretty cool. You use the steering wheel to actually control the car, the actual car steering wheel. It's pretty cool. I like that. I haven't explored these other games, but it gives you a lot of different entertainment things to play. I'm assuming this keeps you busy, occupied while you're waiting and charging. You're not just sitting there just doing nothing. Theater. Netflix. There we go. Let's play this video. That's pretty cool. I like that. That would keep me definitely busy while I'm in the car. Just during charging, I'm at the work, just sitting in my car. A lot of different things you could do. Things like that. How much charge I have left. I can set the limit of, I'm assuming the charging, how far I want to charge. Like if I want to do 100% or I'm going to do 80%. I think they recommend 80% just for longevity of the battery. I think Tesla says don't do 100% unless you're doing that occasional road trip. Like I said, or I can do the toy box. Let's see what the toy box has. So, fart on demand. That'd be some cool pranks, I think, with the kids. Get cozy. Romance mode. I might put that for Lexi, huh? Playing some smooth, setting the mood here. So drive to Tesla, click it down to drive. And here we go. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, I'm gonna put my radar detector up. Because Ohio has broken my record for speeding tickets. Silence. Just hear it's a slight whine with the motor, and that's all you hear. I let out the gas, want to stop here. Let out the gas, not touching the brake. The car comes to a gentle stop. That's it. To resume, just press the gas pedal. I want to stop again, another gentle stop. And you can see here in this graph, it shows you what it's showing up. It shows you what it's seeing. I can see the brake lights are applied. I put the turn signal on. The turn signal on actual car blinks. It's pretty cool. Also, there's a feature here you can fold the mirrors in if I need to fold. And I always, like I said it, so it always folds at this location. So if I park somewhere I know it's a tight spot, I'll have it fold automatically once I get there. I think it works by GPS. Adjusting the mirrors is different for me too. It took me a little bit to learn. Lexi figured it out for me. Again, she helped me out. You go to here and then use the thumb wheel on the, I don't know if you can see the steering wheel. Use this and it manipulates the mirrors. And if you go to right mirror, and then you can use up and down, left to right on the wheel, and it'll do it. This is it. Make a U-turn right here. See what the turn rating is. Again, no brake. This is all electric motor slowing down. I'm not going to make that. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Once I figure this out in sport mode, we'll do our tests. But for now, I'm not going to use brakes again. Coming to the stoplight, I'm just going to slow down. And slow down too much, so I'm going to give it a little bit of gas. And again, one pedal driving. I'm not using the brakes. Imagine the brake pad should last the life of the car. Okay. So turn radius is not as great as I thought it was going to be. Got myself embarrassed in that one. Let's see, where can we find the mode? I'm still learning. Driving. There we go. Simple, just go to driving. That's it. What driving mode do you want? Go to driving. These things are, I just feel like, wow, what am I, why am I making this harder than it needs to be? I shouldn't do that. So sport is our mode now. We'll find somewhere, with these Teslas, it's similar to what I had motorcycle. You gotta be aware of other people, because with the motorcycle, it accelerates fast. People don't expect it to go, and people just look once or twice and they pull out of places. If I were to do an acceleration test, that Escape wouldn't have seen me coming. I mean, I'd be honest with you, they wouldn't see me coming, and it would have been a close call. You have to look at the plan. Is there anybody waiting to pull out a driveway? Are there any driveways? Once you have made sure the road's straight, there's no driveways, I think for cars that accelerate in under like 4 seconds, 4.5 seconds or less, I think people need to be more aware of when and how they accelerate, because you can put yourself and others in danger, even though it may not be our fault. It could be their fault. But then these people aren't going to know. They might see a Tesla way down the road. They go look left, look right. They pull out. Bam. They're right there because you have covered so much ground and the people just don't, the anticipation isn't there. So be mindful of that. Like I said, I'm looking for a good spot. Like I said, I want you guys to see my reaction. All right, here's a good spot. I'm going to do a quick acceleration. Oh. That's different. It's still a different feeling. Because my brain doesn't tell me to expect this coming. Let's see if I have another opportunity. I'll slow down. And that was just me like just not like smashing it or anything. I can't even do it because it's curves. I don't even know how fast I'm gonna be at these curves. It's just, you know, you're in a car, you know how many gears you go through, 1, 2 gears, you shift and you're done. Somebody's behind me. All right, ready? Let's go. Wow, 70 miles an hour. And it felt, oh man. I could feel the blood pulled out of my head. So, man, wow. I would, oh man, I want to catch a stoplight. I want to catch a stoplight with someone, and I want to see if I can get them to, just to pull next to them. I say, I want somebody to try it. Just try me at the stoplight, because I'll win. Man. Just like the last Tesla, I think I'm going to put myself in situations where I know everything's going to end at a stoplight, and I want them to try and out-accelerate me, because they won't. No gasoline car out there is going to do that. Matter of fact, no electric car out there, other than the Tesla or the Porsche Taycan, is going to match the acceleration, especially off the start. All right, so let's get back to chill mode, because I feel like I'm going to get pulled over if I keep messing around like this. I mean, I get on the highway, but this car isn't really. I think on the highway, I think my M3 would probably start to catch up. I hate to say it, but this is faster than my M3, 0 to 60. Much. I wouldn't be able to touch one. The X5 would be close, but I think the X5 would still get embarrassed too. All right, so let's do autopilot. I'm gonna click down on the gear selector twice. And let's see. Oh, got a stoplight. Let's see if it stops. Stopping for traffic control in 100 feet. Wow, okay. Right away. Should have red line. It stopped automatically on a traffic light. That's amazing. I know Tesla is just an advanced cruise control, but I can see the light, how it's red. I can see the other cars next to me. I can see what the cars think. The cars even see that the line markings know this is a turn lane. So, do I retract my statement about Teslas? No, you still need to be here. You still need to be in the seat. The car isn't fully there yet. It chimed because it sees one light green, one light red. Make sure it's not mine, I'm assuming. See if it'll go automatically. It doesn't. Tap accelerator pedal. And there it goes. Now I'm auto steering too. Let's see if oh, this turn's gonna be scary. I took over. I didn't like how I did that. Let's go back down to chill. This is chill out. Driving. Chill. All right, it's doing it. Let's see. I'm lightly holding the wheel. It's doing these turns. Yes. Turn. It saw the guardrail. Yeah, you need to be here. These people climb into their back seat. I'm sorry. It works. It's working. But you can see how it's getting close to these lines. I would not want to put a lot of trust in this. Okay. Could be a control thing for me. Apply. It just wants me to make sure I'm still here. Now, the Tesla makes you hold this wheel. But like I said, I've seen guys rig bottles and stuff, tape, all kinds of things to rig to make it seem like they're really behind the wheel. But these people who are leaving the driver's seat, or people who are texting, you got to stop it. You're going to get killed or kill someone else. All right, got another traffic light up here. And I see the red line. It reached the traffic light and also the car in front of me. Here, you can go in front of me. Hands off, sort of hands off. I just letting it do its thing right now. I am ready at any moment now, in case this thing wants to veer towards a curb. I don't know about you guys, but I watched the channel Wham Bam Tesla Cam, and I watched the commentary. I see the people who submit these videos, and people saying, "Oh, Autopilot didn't detect this," or "I wonder if Autopilot detect." Autopilot can see things, but it is ultimately your responsibility. If you see something coming in your lane, you should not wait for the car to respond. You should be ready to take action before the car. And I think that's why I see a lot of the accidents. I'm kind of like, are these guys waiting till last minute to do it? Because I see these cars. I had to take over the steering because it felt like it wasn't going to do it. I think it was on a highway. I think this would be much better. So let's do a highway run. Look at the road markings, how it reads that, guys. I got a traffic light. Should go over here in the front. Take this one. Oh, you want to go? Want to go? Let's see how the highway acceleration is. Jumps. There's no kick down needed. Ooh. Okay. There's still some punch even at 80 miles an hour. So let's set the cruise control. All right. Hands off. See if it does lane change. Nope. Turn signal on. Now it does lane change. It looks for a spot on the map. It's pretty cool. Seems to be driving actually really well. It hasn't asked me to put my hands on the wheel. There it goes. Asked me is there. This thing's actually nice. I mean, I can see the temptation of wanting to pull out my phone and just briefly touch and go from that way, but it's not safe. You still should be aware. Let's see if it does another lane change here. It's checking. It looks for a spot and initiated the lane change. Very good. So I guess when the screen pulses blue, it wants to check to make sure I'm still here. I think it wants some tugging on the wheel, and I imagine how that guy had a bottle attached to here, it must have that, just a slight force. I'm assuming there's on the forums, there's some Tesla hacks on there, which I'm sure people are doing. Let's get back in the right lane. And it does it for you. Increase the speed a little bit. See another car coming up. So it's amazing how, yep, there's more traffic coming up. So I'm gonna adjust my speed. And let's see how it does with the traffic coming around me right now. If it can find a spot. I'm gonna give this Tesla a challenge. And wait. It squeezes itself in between these two cars. But can it get in front of this one here? Oops. Highway patrol. Everybody slam on brakes. Let's do that. Let's slam on brakes, guys. Even though you're like, what the f? Sees the barrels. Just like this. This takes the fun out of the driving. I'm just sitting here like, wish I could do something more. Now we'll see how it navigates. A lane opened up. Let's see if it stays here. Nope, it's confused. Don't be confused. Guy was on his phone. No wonder he was all over the place. Okay. The car put his own turn signal on and changed to the exit for me. Change. Is that good? All right, guys, my final thoughts. Where I'm staying in Cincinnati, the network for charging superchargers, I drive out my way and get one. I tried to drive to two different locations. One was the EVgo, didn't have the adapter for that one, so I went to a charge point. It was taking 9 hours. So here I am at a supercharger station doing the charge. It says 35 minutes and I should be ready to go. In California, I think it'll be good to have Tesla because there's a lot more superchargers out there. You shouldn't have trouble to charge your car. So here I am at a supercharger. I've heard about the whole spacing each other so you guys don't drain from the same location. And I'm just sitting here. Air conditioning is cool. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and start going to the entertainment. So I'm just gonna browse YouTube and go from there. But guys, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. All right, everyone, if you made it this far, I appreciate you watching this whole video. But one thing I wanted to touch on, and I noticed that during the editing I didn't mention it, is coming from a gasoline car going to an EV, you do have to make adjustments in your driving style and as far as using difference and to make sure you maximize your range. But the Tesla probably is the best and makes it the easiest to cross over. For one, you have one of the faster charging infrastructures out there, and two is the fact that I can run my creature comforts, you know, the climate control, and be comfortable without having a dramatic decrease in the range. I didn't notice any really significant decrease than I would probably notice running the AC in one of the gasoline cars. I'm not quite ready to do a Tesla, but I think it's on my radar for maybe a future car. But I did really enjoy having the EV and, you know, playing around with all the features and the little toys that's in there. I think it really helps bridge that gap in someone who is just on the edge or not quite sure what to do. Having that, it felt just like a regular car other than no gasoline engine underneath the hood. But guys, if you really appreciate the video, if you really like the video, if you found the video helpful, the best way to show your support is to give me a thumbs up. That's the best way to show thanks. It helps rank the video, and people see, you know, also leave a comment and let me know what you think. But I really appreciate you watching, especially if you made it this far. I know my videos are a little long, but I try to be thorough. And yeah, I'll have more videos coming out here soon. Other car videos. If you like cars in general, think about subscribing. All right, thanks for watching.